Welcome back to Everything Whiskey. I'm Callum,
I'm Sam.
and today we're having a look at the Crabbies Yardhead.
Alrighty, so today we're going to be doing the Crabbies Yardhead. This is a new kind of distillery coming out. It's a new company called John Crabbies and Co.
Yeah.
It's coming out of Scotland, and basically the whole deal with this one is that it's meant to be coming out of a place called Yardhead in Scotland, but it's not built yet. So it's coming from an undisclosed distillery that they're sourcing it from.
Yeah.
So we're kind of waiting for Crabbies stuff to be their own. They're just sourcing at the moment, which nothing wrong with that. I don't believe it was particularly, they weren't particularly transparent about that fact on the bottle and stuff, but
No. Not at all.
that happens.
No.
That happens. From what we've read, basically budget and basically meant for mixing predominantly. Like a lot of the sources and stuff I've been reading, they are most of the time just recommending to use in cocktails or as like a highball. And it's got a good amount of sweetness to it, but it's a bit thin. So we'll crack into it and see what we think for ourselves. I do believe the actual name Crabbies Yardhead comes from it being I think it's meant to the distillery where they're going to make their own stuff.
Yeah.
Is based out of a place called Yardhead in like Leith or something in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Right now it's based out of Edinburgh, but just we don't know what distillery.
I mean, it smells like Johnny Red. I'm not gonna lie.
Mine smells like
It smells like a worse Johnny Red.
mine's got a weird funk to it, like wet dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just for fake sweet
It's
stuff. Vanilla.
literally wet dog. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that wet
It's
dog musty maltiness, and then a sharp
yeah.
ethanol-y vanilla.
I do get a lemon peel though.
Yeah, maybe
It's
a
like they're
little
all
bit
fake
better.
flavors though. Like those fake,
They're
really
sharp.
heavily
They're like
condensed.
backed, they're backed by ethanol because they're not like natural flavors. They're kind of like
This is fairly
man-made
young as well,
one.
isn't it?
Well, it's no age statement.
Yeah.
So it's probably quite young, and it's probably got some food dye in it. Although it's not particularly dark. It's quite pale.
Yeah.
And the proof is it's 40%, right?
Yeah, 40.
Yeah. So I didn't really need to ask it being a budget. And how much was yours?
I think I paid $55 for it. I think. So it's on the steep end, especially when you get Johnny Red for like 45, 50 as well.
Yeah, but there's Blanton's. Valentine's is not that much. You can get what
Like
else?
Loch
Can you get
Lomond,
around that
something
price?
like that,
Loch Lomond, yeah. All of the John Sampson and stuff. The
High commissioners, all that kind
High
of stuff.
Commissioner.
Yeah.
All of those are well under that. They're around the $30 range. So 55. That's what I paid for the Johnny Walker Black Label Highland.
Yeah.
You know, the Origin series. We just picked up the last one of the 4, and that was 55. So
Yeah.
I haven't tasted that yet, but well, at this point, I'm hoping it's better than this. But it's definitely got much more age to it because the Black Label series is meant to be 12 years old,
Yes, yeah.
whereas this doesn't smell like it.
This
Really
is got,
not. It's putting me off whiskey a little bit right now.
it's got a
It's
weird
smelling
earthy
really
funk.
sharp. Yeah.
It smells like dirt.
Yeah, it's just got a funky
Dirt.
kind of
Monkey. Musty dirt. That's what I'm getting, kind of. And these weird, like,
monkey,
these weird floral notes.
thin and sweet and metallic. I think I'd choose Johnny Red over this.
It doesn't taste like anything.
It's thin and sweet and sharp. That's all I can say. It's there's
It's
kind
very
of this,
thin.
It's this
very
phenolic fake vanilla sweetness, and then this slight. It's not as cereal grain musty malt kind of. It's not as much of that as you would expect given the smell. It smells quite funky. It's not that malty or musty on the taste, which is probably a good thing for it, but it does mean that it is very thin. There's not a whole lot going on for it. Fake vanilla.
It's just fake
lot of
everything.
just thin sweetness.
Yeah.
It's very, very thin.
It's like
not oily.
There's a bit of caramel now on the nose. If I go back, there's more caramel. But again, just all those sweet notes. There's nothing special that jumps out.
It dies so quickly.
It's even missing the pepper and ash, but
yeah. Look, I don't know. I think if you made this into a highball, if you're into that, it could be all right. You could put in you could get the lemon peel and squeeze that to get all the oils in with some nice crisp soda water and ice, and that might be good. That might actually be exactly what I do with this next. After this review,
I mean, they said it's made for mixing, didn't they?
Made for mixing. I don't know. Did they say that specifically? I know everyone that reviewed it and everyone that wrote about it has said it's ideal for mixing and stuff. I don't know if Crabbies themselves kind of.
Yeah, I doubt it. If they've gone the single malt route, they'd say it's made for mixing. But
I don't know.
Then again,
yeah,
they were established in 1801.
Yes, so I did that. Good you brought that up. I misspoke. It's basically what I said, just kind of back to front. So they're not building a new distillery in Yardhead, or they may be fixing it up, but that was where it was originally from. So when it was founded in 18 whatever
01, yeah.
So it was founded then, but it hasn't been making whiskey obviously even for a while, and they're now getting it up and running again, but they're not currently making their own. That distillery in Yardhead, hence the name, is being worked on to be built back up, but it's not new. It's just being they're rebuilding the original one while they outsource the current one that they're selling. Yeah, which makes sense. But I'm actually going to do something very different.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to go get soda water and ice and see how it tastes as a highball. Yeah, sure. If everyone's recommending a highball, I'll at least be able to see if I can recommend it in the highball state if people like that.
My initial thoughts on this is just it's a stripped down whiskey. It doesn't... It has a purpose. If this tastes good in a highball that Sam's going to try, I see the purpose of it. But as a neat drinker, it is just very stripped down. Especially when they class themselves as Highlands, which we tend to pull out pretty flavorful notes as well. It just seems a bit out of place. But that's another thing. Where's all that malty funk that we get from the Speyside Highland kind of region? There's none of that in this.
That's what I mean. The smell it just made you think weird. That it was going that route because there's that wet dog funk. But the taste is not.
It's just sweet.
Not following through with it. Yeah. It's just sweet and thin.
Give me the verdict.
These always smell amazing because I always get the bit of lemon peel and squeeze all the oil out, and it's just lemon oil from the zest smells awesome. But I'll let you know what the taste is like.
This better be good, otherwise it's going to be a bit of a flopper.
A little bit more. Nah, tastes the exact same as it did. I'm not into this.
I would much rather Johnny Red, which you can get for $5 to $10 cheaper, depending on where you go. And basically, anything, I would prefer.
Yeah, this
just has
my alley.
It's nice and smooth, for sure, yes, but there's no flavour in it. And the flavours that are there, they're just kind of weird.
Smoothness is meant to be a thing that can help people if the alcohol content is, harsh, and it's it impedes them into getting good, flavorful notes out of it. But if it's smooth and it doesn't have any notes,
what's the point?
It's smooth for no reason. It's just alcohol. Yeah, it's just not. You might as well be drinking vodka. This is not really my thing. Might need to add some. I don't know. I don't know what to add to this, but it's not my thing. It's better than how it was on its own, I guess. Nah, not my drink. That's a shame. But look, we can't like them all. Although if we did, there'd be no point in reviewing them, I guess. If you want to risk it, go for it. Try it. If you're into your budget scotches and stuff, that's where you're at.
Might as well try it.
Go for it. Try it. It's not too expensive. But yeah, just be aware that you're not going to be blown away with any.
The nose is growing
amounts
on me.
Of flavor.
I'm not going to lie. The nose is kind of growing on me. There's a lot of sweetness on the nose, but then it just disappears into these very just thinned out, watered down, fake flavors that they don't, normally they stand on their own. You can tell them apart. This is just kind of mixed together, very diluted. This is not very, it's just weird, to be honest.
Alrighty, if you enjoyed this episode of Everything Whiskey, leave us a like. If you want to see future episodes from us, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. If you do, see you in the next one.
Cheers.